Hi, welcome back to the show today. I'm super excited that you are here with me and taking the time to spend with me. I have two or three products to show you today, and then we are going to talk about how I told my son he had autism, just so you get some ideas, because maybe it'll help you. Okay, so the very first product is this. It's called What's Going On Here. What's Going On Here? They are cards, scene scenario cards, if you will. So you show a picture, and then on the back there's questions. What's going on here is the first question. What did the kitten just do? Why are the kitten and the fox both wet? After the hug, what will the cat say to the kitten? So there's different scenarios. And yeah, that's what it is, just to talk about social cues and talk about emotions, stuff like that. Get the ball rolling, if you will. So that's one of the things that sometimes we do at breakfast. Okay, I'm going to talk about, side note, because why not? You're here with me. The Glory Be. It's a prayer I'm working on now. Pretty good one. Quite like it. Let me tell you about this. This is part of this series called True Stories. I decided to get a few at the library to see if I enjoy them, and I do. They are good. They are picture books about various stories from the Bible. So this is, what is this? The Storm That Stopped. So obviously it's about Jesus was on the boat, and so anyway, there's about, I want to say 10 in this series. I'll put the name of the series on the screen, and it'll run you about $100. At least $100 for the series. However, I have been finding them at the library very easily. Usually your library might have a state system or a province-wide system, and you might be able to locate them that way. Okay, so let's talk about autism. Let's talk about how to tell your child. So I waited till mine was, I want to say, how old? I think 7. Maybe 6 or 7. And I said, doing one of his favorite things, which is he loves sweet food. So I said, let's go to the bakery together. He loves to sit in a cafe. I said, let's go to the bakery together. So I had my husband watch the other ones. And so we went to the bakery. He picked up something delicious. And I said, I wanted to tell you something exciting that I had learned about you. Now, what I did here is what I recommend doing, which is pick a field that your child is interested in. Trains, airplanes. I mean, autism is so vast, the amount of areas that a child could be interested in, and then pick someone who's an expert in that field. So this is what I did. I remember this was about 4 years ago. And I said, you know that guy who builds all those rockets and has that company? Elon Musk? I said, what's interesting about him is he has a very similar brain to you. And he was like, whoa, really? And I was like, yeah, you two have kind of the same type of brain in a way. It's just, and so I kind of went from that angle, kind of like, hey, this is cool. It's not a bad thing. I didn't label it. I still don't know to this day if he's aware that he has autism. Like, I don't label things, if you will. Because it's so vast too. To say you have autism, I mean, it's so vast now. I almost wish they had kept it before instead of doing 1, 2, or 3. I get that, maybe it bothered some people, but I found it a lot easier if you could be like, yeah, he has this type, or yeah, you know what I mean? I just found it a little easier. But the problem is, so we have a few different autism books that I've read, like children's books that I've ordered and read, and the problem being that autism is so vast that the symptoms they talk about in these children's picture books are not necessarily the symptoms that this child has. Do not know that to this day he's like, yeah, I have a special type of brain sometimes. And I'm like, yeah, you do. Yeah, it's cool. So that's kind of how we look at it, as in everybody has strengths, everybody has things they need to work on. That's it. That's the end of the story, in my mind. Yeah, and so I try to remember too, because he also had apraxia, he also had dyspraxia, he also had nonverbal till 5, a lot of different things, and yet, I don't know, there's a lot of good that came out of that. You know what I mean? for me, that's how I look at it. There's a lot of good. Sure, there's a lot of challenges, but challenges make for interesting adults. I think challenges in childhood, they create, like, challenges and adversity creates interesting and empathetic and compassionate children. So anyway, that's why I have a lot of autism help on this channel, is because any problem that came up, you know, I try to tell others about it just because it might help you. You know what I mean? Like how to deal. I did a thing back, what to do if your child's hitting himself, what to do if they're hitting you and others and things like that. So because we've had to go through it. But anyway, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. And thank you for tuning into today's show. And I will be sure to, I probably will answer them in the next show. Bye-bye.